Greetings. This is Meditation Reflections. Welcome.
Welcome.
Yeah, as you can see by the background, we're at a different time of day. This is nighttime for us now, and just changing our schedule around a little bit for a while. So bear with us. And
A little bit of different hour of the day.
change is good.
Change is good, and not to mention experimenting with lighting and coloring and things like that.
Yep. And we failed with our high definition attempt. It just took way too long to upload, and we still got some learning to do.
But we're going to work on it again later. But back to standard definition for a little while.
Yeah. So it's a very good meditation. Also interesting to change the time of day we're doing it. We're basically going in and out of meditation all the time, whether we realize it or not. And interestingly, well, I'll let you tell your story first.
Okay. Again, a very interesting overlap. Now, we agreed that you were just going to go in organically and see if you showed up, but I did say that I was going to contact each of my guides and ask for a story, or each of the guides that are present as we meditate. And one of the guides that's present is Tane Mahuta, who is the king of the forest.
Lord of the forest.
Lord of the forest. He is the largest. It is a specific tree, and we got to go visit him. And he's the largest of the kauri trees. And he's a spiritual guardian of the forest. And so I asked for a story that he would tell me something about himself so that I could understand his world. And he said yes, he'd be happy to do that. He was also very happy to participate as a guide or guardian in the group, because it was very interesting to talk to humans, and he thought the more he could talk with humans, he could help them understand what they needed to do to protect the forest, which I thought was very interesting insight, because we're the ones who caused the problems in the forest as well. So we went on to have a conversation. I'm lucky that way that he chose to converse with me. And he said he says, we're a network in the forest. Kauri trees are bigger than other trees. And there's conversation between the trees, and they talk among the trees. But he says there's always a great guardian of the forest, or a Tane Mahuta, because whoever is the biggest tree is the guardian. And he proceeded to explain to me that was like the chief or the shaman of the tribe. That person would change, but there would always be somebody who was the chief or who was the shaman. In other words, the role had a power in its own right, and each individual occupying that role shaped it a little bit, but it did kind of accumulate and then limit, and can turn into something that limits the power, because the role becomes more powerful than the individual, or the role gets used to control the individual. So he was talking about a kind of historic phenomena of the role-playing and what he could do. He was very interested in community. Here's this conversation about his experiences of the world and what he wants to do to change them, and how he thinks about his role and his job as guardian of the forest. But then you really added a completely different line of thought.
Yeah, there was a whole nother layer beyond that, because we have many layers within us, and we're operating here now on a 3D level, and many of us are aware that it's transforming into another octave. We're going through a quantum leap in our evolution. And one of the things that we should be doing is, when we're out and about and connecting with others, we look at them not as they pretend to be or act, or we go beyond that and see them for who they really are. And we are all divine beings, and look for that divinity in others. See it in others. Look for the twinkle in the eye, the hidden wisdom that they don't want to share openly, and unless they're sensing that you're ready to hear it. Because many people are like that. They'll keep their inner wisdom to themselves until they know it can be heard. So be open to that and look for the divinity in not just other people, but everything. Your pets, even plants, crystals, water, whatever. Because everything is divine, and look for it.
So that's interesting. So this indicates that Tane Mahuta was having a conversation with me
At a specific level.
at a specific level because he thought that would be the easiest for me to understand, which is very good teaching on his part. But it now means that I want to go back and ask him about his spirit or divine guardian role as guardian of the forest. And this was a nice paralleling question because it was the first. Well, we had one other time, got a story from Chai about Chai raising her kittens and what she thought they should do. So I've decided that I'm going to go through and try to talk to each of the guys. But I now realize I've got to expand the perspective that I'm coming from in order to get more layers and deeper perception of the spiritual information involved. You know, a good meditation, a lot learned.
Yeah. So stay with us, and we'll be broadcasting later in the day than we used to, but we'll see what happens, see what works best for everyone. Okay.
And
Thanks.
remember, you can check on the video at any hour of the day, but there will be a video each day.
Yeah. See us on naturalshaman.com or on YouTube or even Twitter. So, okay. So we'll see you next time.
Blessings upon you.
Blessings.